Shalom, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rechai HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, and salutations and blessings unto you elect, Akim and Aquathium. This lesson is gonna be based off a scripture I brought out at camp today. Ezekiel 28, dealing with Esau. I'm going to go straight to the point, but anybody that is getting into it, you should start above. This is really dealing with Esau, right? Because it mentions the king of Tyrus, which Tyrus, it was a coastal city. Tyrus and Zidon. Before it was known as the land of Israel, it was known as the land of Canaan. But when it's speaking about this king of Tyrus, it's speaking about Esau, that old serpent, which is the devil. This is Ezekiel 28 and 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of the Most High. And that's how you know, because the book of Hebrews chapter 12 and 16, I believe, it tells you, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Right? What does profane mean? It means outside of the temple. And that merchandise is what? His trade, the business that he deals in, which is shady business, man. To say the least. Human trafficking, sorcery, things that we can't even really say. This man deals in all kinds of business. Snuff films, There was a movie back in the day called, I think it was called 8mm, with Nicolas Cage. And it kind of tickled the idea of snuff films, even though they never admitted that it was a real thing. But that's what they're into. And you best believe with children, man. You want to talk about a twisted world, man. When a lot of these things come out, man, okay, a lot of you people, you're gonna lose your minds, actually. It says, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty, thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. Right? You're going to be in a low state. You're going to be in a confused state. Look in the book of Isaiah. It says, dust shall be the serpent's meat again. Okay, you're going to be on your belly. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquity. Multitude, man. Alright, it's a plurality of shit that you do. That's on a high level of wickedness. Okay? By the iniquity of thy traffic, which means business. And this whole, first of all, for the brothers, man, for the whole world, or at least in the Western world, the most expensive thing is the cost of living, man. Buying food, groceries, paying your bills, paying your car note, your insurance. All right? The cost of fucking living is the most expensive thing. This is a sinful kingdom, and best believe this man is draining you, and that traffic is going into how this whole society is really a fucking business, because this is not even a country, it's a corporation. You have a president. All right? That's why he has traffic laws. He has traffic police. It's a different business. It's a different business. You need, first of all, to operate a car, you need money. right? You operating a car most likely means what? You're conducting business. You're working. You're using your car for work, you know, or you're using your car to get to work, or to make money basically to work within the society. That's why when the police pull you over, it's called what? A traffic stop, which it's a business. Oh, your left your left tail light is out. You know, you didn't signal. Right? And then they have tickets. It's all business, man. But this man deals in some high ass level of fucking wickedness, like that Walmart situation. You know, for people that don't understand what the hell's going on, you have a bunch of things happening. All you got to do is go on Walmart, all right, and go in the children's section of toys, and hit the button called filter, and start from $5,000 and up, and you'll find toys that are tens of thousands of dollars that don't make sense. You're gonna scratch your head wondering, what the hell? Why am I paying? Who the hell's paying? First of all, for this toy, you know, who's paying all that money for this toy? You know, there's a bunch of wickedness happening, man. People don't even know what the fuck is going on, and it's happening right before your eyes. All right, that's his traffic. That's part of it. That's why it says, by the iniquity of thy traffic, therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. All right. One of the other biggest businesses that he's trafficking is sorcery. Pharmaceuticals, right? It says, Revelation 18:23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. You know, mirth, all right? We understand Ecclesiastes chapter 12, right? For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And when you look up that word sorcery, right? Christians are just catching up on this, by the way. I seen a video today where they, oh, look what we found. Look, it means pharmakia, yeah. Christians are learning from the Israelites, man. Okay? But anyway, the word here is sorcery. First four sorceries is pharmakia, which is where you get the word pharmacy, which means the use or the administering of drugs, which, by the way, drugs isn't a bad word. All right, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts. All right, and what I mean by that is when you look it up, from drug meaning any substance used in the composition or preparation of medicines. See, supply, stock, provision, and basically it goes to dry wares, right? Which means specifically drugs and spices, which is herbs, right? With first element mistaken as indicating the contents, or because medicines mostly consisted of dried herbs. So a drug is basically going into dried herbs, but also what they do is they mix everything up, you know, and they artificially create and blend things. But on the side note, you can also mess someone up with herbs, because herbs have a dosage, and you're supposed to know what kind of herbs to give to somebody. That's why it's called the skill of a physician, because if somebody has an ailment, you can't give them certain herbs because it might interact or counter-interact. But anyway, this is from a page called pathwaytopeace.net, Pharmakia Deception. And I'm going to skip through a bit here. You can type this in Google and get the whole thing. And we brought this out, Pharmakia, right? So I'm not going to get into that. We understand that. So it says here, right here. It says pharmacy mainly uses a mixture of toxic chemicals, metals, and or synthetic elements to produce pharmaceuticals that are designed to manipulate the biochemistry or metabolic functions of the body in an attempt to get a desired effect in the treatment of a disease or sickness. Right? In other words, pharmacy mixes up different types of poison, packages it, patents it, and claims that it can treat certain types of diseases. The main problem with that system is that poison is poison. Right? That's pretty simple. Pharmaceutical drugs are poisonous. When poison is put into the body, it has negative effects on the entire body system from head to toe. I thought that'd be pretty understandable, but clearly not. These are not just side effects or unintended sicknesses or diseases that a person suffers as a result of using a drug. These are direct effects, because the reality is that drugs have direct effects on the entire body system, including the brain. When you go back to Revelation 18:23, it says here, Isus, all right, but we know it's Yahushai, uses the Greek word pharmakia to reveal to us the main thing that will be used to deceive all people in the last days is a well-organized system of administering poisonous drugs to billions of people that are not only toxic to the organs of body, but have direct negative effects on the brain. Many of these drugs, used for a variety of reasons, are known to cause problems with memory, mood, and contribute to negative personality changes. It says, who is the main one behind the system of pharmacy and the administration of poisonous drugs that Babylon uses to deceive all nations? And who is Babylon the Great? America. That's where the AMA started, the American Medical Association, which is a Rockefeller foundation, right? A logo or symbol reveals the values and the purpose of a business, organization, or professional occupation. They use a logo or symbol as an identifying mark to the world. In other words, that logo makes a direct link to a business or occupation. When a person thinks of the swoosh, they immediately think of the Nike Corporation. The symbols and logos of modern medicine clearly reveals who is behind the scenes orchestrating the whole system of the administration of poisonous drugs that manipulate the bodies and minds of billions of people around the world. Yeah, man, you got antipsychotics, moods, uppers, downers. You got all kinds of fucking drugs, man. And the side effects, it's like a fucking horror movie, Side effects may include, but not limited to, depression, psychotic episodes, diarrhea, wet eyes, diabetes. You get a bunch of other fucking diseases, man, on top of your disease. What a fucking world, man. God damn. Like I said, I'm going to skip around. It says Eddie Rosenberg, probably a JJ, a doctor in pharmacology and attorney, describes the meaning of the bowl of Hygeia. Right? Oh, my bad. Salakia. I wanted to get this. This is a bowl of Hygeia, first of all. The symbol in figure A is the international symbol for pharmacy, known as the bowl of Hygeia. Who is Hygeia? Hygeia comes from Greek mythology. Mythology is the study of myths or lies and pagan false gods. In other words, though it is not true, millions worship it as if it is true. Who is the father of lies? Satan. According to Greek pagan worship, Hygeia is the goddess of health and hygiene. That's where you get the word hygiene. And what's funny? That's one of the biggest words that Esau uses. He doesn't really use health. I remember in school they always, hygiene, hygienic, hygiene. That's that idolatry, man. You're being deceived. right before your friggin' eyes as a child, right? It says, according to Greek pagan worship, Hygeia is the goddess of health and hygiene, the daughter of Asclepius. He is the god of medicine, healing, and physicians. Eddie Rosenberg, a doctor in pharmacology and attorney, describes the meaning of the bowl of Hygeia. She says the bowl of Hygeia symbol is the most widely recognized international symbol of pharmacy. In Greek mythology, Hygeia was the daughter and assistant of Asclepius, the god of medicine and healing. Hygeia's classical symbol was a bowl containing a medical potion with the serpent of wisdom or guardianship partaking it. This is the same serpent of wisdom which appears on the caduceus, the staff of Asclepius, which is the symbol of medicine, right? And this is the caduceus right here, or the staff of Asclepius. And this is the they got the wings of for Ra, I believe. But this is all idolatry, and this is the so-called symbol of healing and medicine, and any kind of Rexall shoppers, here in Canada, they have pharmacies like that, and any kind of pharmacy, any kind of this is the symbol of pharmacy. Why? This is witchcraft, right? It says in Greek mythology and the occultic world, the caduceus had nothing to do with medicine, Slakia, healing or health. So why has modern medicine adopted the caduceus as their symbol of medicine? Remember its original function and meaning. Who holds the caduceus? The false god of Mercury holds it. What is his claim? Inventor of magic, conductor of the dead, protector of merchants, thieves, and to restrain and control is his claim. Could it be that modern medicine has adopted the caduceus as their symbol of medicine and physicians to protect the merchants of the earth that make billions of dollars poisoning people, and to protect the corporate thieves, and to control and restrain masses of people? That's why these friggin' vaccine, all right, companies, they have been immune to any kind of, they're not liable for shit from the, I believe, the late 90s. There was, they clawed their way and paid a bunch of money to basically be, immune for any kind of death or damage that their products carry out. It says, this may shock you, even though the caduceus has nothing to do with healing or medicine. An officer in the U.S. Medical Corps means dead, a dead, by the way, a dead body, a corpse, in 1902 insisted to adopt the caduceus as their symbol. Since then, others in the medical profession began to adopt the caduceus as a symbol of medicine or physicians. And yeah, you see Buffy, he got the caduceus in there, in that image. Alright, now check this out. Did you know that the father of pharmacology was an occultist? He was a worshipper of Satan, born as Philippus Aureolus Theophrastus Bombastus von Hohenheim. Alright, a devil. In 1493, he's just going to be known as a devil. He called himself Paracelsus. He was well known as a Swiss-German physician, botanist, alchemist, astrologer, and general occultist. He founded the field of toxicology, better known as pharmacy. For hundreds of years, physicians used natural herbs and food for healing. Paracelsus defied this notion from his studies on chemistry and metallurgy. With the mix of occultic worship and astrology, he theorized that metals such as mercury, lead, tin, copper, and gold could purify the body, which gold and copper is good, but he dealt with madness and toxic metals, as you see, lead and tin and mercury, which mercury is highly fucking toxic. So is lead. He believed that all diseases should be treated with metals which are poisonous to the body. This was a very radical practice during his time. He treated many diseases with mercury, better known as quicksilver. Many physicians who bought into Paracelsus' method and used quicksilver, which is mercury, also known as quacksalber, were known as quacks. So the first quacks were you real quacks, you bug outs, man. Not herbalists. Oh, he's a quack. You see how this devil turns shit upside down, man? Right? He'll call the herbalist a quack. This was a very rebellious way of treating the body at the time. Many died as a result of Paracelsus' way of treatment. At 50 or 51 years old, the story is told that Paracelsus was thrown out of the window by other physicians at the time who believed him to be very dangerous in 1541. It is amazing today that Paracelsus is known as the father of modern pharmacy. Where did he get his inspiration? Baphomet Satan. All right. Down here it says, this system of administering poisonous drugs worldwide is a $1 trillion industry. All right, trillion. And the medical merchants of the earth profit greatly from it. You know, and it's not about the money at this point. It's not about the money. It wasn't about the money for a long time. This man is just perfect in his wickedness, and he deals, his business is what? Wickedness, man. You know. Poisonous drugs are not a cure for disease. Many who prescribe and administer pharmaceutical drugs will admit it. If drugs cure disease, why are many who are being treated for diseases prescribed to take drugs until the day they die? You know, that was pretty much it on that. Hold on. Right, I typed this in, right? What is the value of the pharmaceutical industry? 1.42 trillion US dollars. The market, the pharmaceutical industry is responsible for the research, development, production, and distribution of medications. The market has experienced significant growth during the past 2 decades. I wonder why. And pharma revenues worldwide totaled 1.42 trillion US dollars in 2021. Now, when you look up the word medication, right? Medical treatment of a disease or wound. From Latin, healing, cure. I can't say that. Sorry. That's FDA not approved. It says to medicate, heal, cure. From medicus, physician, healing. From med, take appropriate measures. So somebody giving you some BS for one symptom for you to get a whole host of other symptoms. Is that appropriate measure? Hell no. When there's certain herbs you take, the herbalist has to tell you how much of the herb to take. You don't take every herb the same amount. There are certain herbs that they're very low in dosage because they can actually damage your liver or your kidney, or you can't take them for too long. You have to know these things. That's a skill. Let me get this. This man's a devil. This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? And these devils, the point being, they turn upside down. This whole world is turned upside down. When you speak right, you're looked upon as a foolish man. Alright, anyway, double honors to the apostles once again who rule well, who I learned this truth from, and blessings and salutations to you elect. Shalom.